Hello and welcome back to the Scottish English podcast, where we bring you stories from Scotland's history, culture and traditions while helping you practice your English. I'm Claire and today we're going to pour a glass of Scotland's most famous export, whisky. But first, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, or if you're a big fan, consider supporting the show's creation by leaving a tip or becoming a member. You'll get early access to audio versions of the podcast, and depending on which tier you choose, you could even get the opportunity to request your own episode topics. More about that in the description. And there you'll also find the free transcript which comes along with this episode. It contains definitions, the pronunciation and some idiomatic language for some of the words that I use today. So, whisky, known around the world as Scotch. It's not just a drink, it's a story, a tradition, and for many people, a taste of Scotland in a glass. And be careful with the spelling. Whisky without the E is from Scotland, Canada, or Japan, and whisky with the E is from Ireland or the United States. Today, we'll explore whisky without an E's history, how it's made, the different kinds, and why it remains a symbol of Scotland across the globe. So let's raise a glass, metaphorically speaking, of course, and dive in. Origins of whisky production. The word whisky comes from the Scottish Gaelic phrase Uisce Beth. Apologies for my terrible pronunciation. That word means water of life. So that tells you straight away how important whisky has always been in Scotland. Distilling spirits is thought to have begun in Scotland around the late Middle Ages, perhaps introduced by monks. At first, whisky was not the smooth golden drink we know it today. It was rough, fiery, and used more as medicine than for enjoyment. People believed it cured ailments and warmed the heart in cold Highland winters. By the 15th and 16th centuries, whisky production had spread across the Highlands and Lowlands, and over time it became essential as a part of Scottish life. Different types of Scotch whisky. Now, when we talk about Scotch, we're talking about whisky made in Scotland under very strict rules. But not all Scotch is the same. Let's break it down. Single malt Scotch whisky. This is made from malted barley in one single distillery. Is often seen as the most traditional and is loved for its complex flavours. Single grain Scotch whisky. Despite the name, it doesn't mean it's made from one grain. Here, grains like wheat or corn are used. But again, it's at a single distillery. Blended Scotch whisky. By far the most common worldwide. This is a mix of different single malts and grain whiskies, creating smooth, consistent flavours. Famous brands like Johnnie Walker and Chivas Regal fall into this category. Each type has its own character and whisky lovers often enjoy comparing them. Distillation and the role of geography. So, how is whisky made? At its heart, the process involves malting barley, fermenting it, and then distilling it in copper stills. But here's the magic. The geography of Scotland has a huge influence on flavour. For example, whiskies from Islay, an island off the west coast, are famously smoky and peaty, thanks to the peat fires used in drying the barley. Whiskies from Speyside in the northeast of Scotland are usually lighter, fruitier and sweeter. And Highland whiskies often fall somewhere between, bold and full-bodied. In short, Scotland's varied landscapes, from mountains to islands, give whiskies their unique personalities. Famous distilleries. With over 130 active distilleries today, Scotland is spoiled for choice for whisky. But some names stand out. Macallan, known for its rich sherried single malts. Laphroaig from Islay, famous or infamous for its smoky medicinal flavour. People either love it or hate it. Glenfiddich, one of the best-selling single malts worldwide. Lagavulin, another Islay giant with deep smoky whiskies, beloved by connoisseurs. These distilleries are not just factories, they are part of Scotland's culture and economy, attracting visitors from every corner of the world. Why not try a whisky distillery tour the next time you are in Scotland? Whisky in Scottish traditions. Whisky is more than just a drink, it's part of tradition. At a Burns night supper in January, Scots raise a dram of whisky to toast the poet Robert Burns. At weddings, special occasions, or even funerals, sharing whisky is a gesture of respect and togetherness. Even today, whisky lies at the heart of Scottish hospitality. Offering guests a wee dram, that's a small glass, is still a sign of warmth and welcome. And of course, whisky is central to Scotland's worldwide reputation. Wherever you go, New York, Tokyo, Paris, Scotch whisky carries a piece of Scotland with it. Tasting notes and the art of appreciation. Now, how does one taste whisky rather than just drink it? Whisky lovers will say it's an art. When you pour a glass, first look at the colour. It gives hints of the cask it matured in, maybe pale gold or deep amber. Then swirl it gently and notice the nose, the aroma. You might smell fruit, vanilla, spice or smoke. Take a small sip. Let it roll over your tongue. Is it sweet? Oaky? Smoky? Does it feel light or heavy? That's where tasting notes come from, describing the sensations and flavours. And remember, there's no single right way to enjoy whisky. Whether neat, that's without anything, or with a splash of water, or even in a cocktail, whisky appreciation is about pleasure, not rules. From its humble beginnings as the water of life to becoming a global symbol of Scottish culture, whisky has carried Scotland's spirit around the world. So next time you see a bottle of Scotch, you'll know it's not just a drink. It's a story of land, skill and tradition, distilled, matured and poured into every glass. Thank you for sharing this wee journey with me today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and tell a friend who loves Scottish history, and maybe whisky too. Until next time, I'll say Slàinte. That's Scottish Gaelic for cheers.